Um, I've obviously been doing crime for a little while, but like this past month, um, I've had the best interactions with y'all than I have like the entire time. So like, I don't know what happened in the last month, but like, y'all pretty chill now.
um,
Yeah, like I
I'm
really
going
I don't
to
know, but
assume. So activity in the PD as a whole has gone down as a result of a combination of things, but um, I'm going to assume it's a things are relatively slow and
mm,
not always, to be clear. I'm going to assume it means that like we don't have to deal with a never-ending conveyor belt of crime that's
mm,
happening to where um, pretty much before it was a we're on a call and then another call of equal priority comes up and then another call of equal priority comes up.
oh,
And
got it.
so it's not that we wanted to have things come to an end fairly quickly. It was a listen, if we don't break off of
Yeah, if you
this, the
don't,
next hostage gets no response, and the next hostage gets no response. And so
got it.
we
Okay.
unfortunately don't get to take those same I don't want to say liberties, but like, when we have more time because we aren't being force fed by that endless conveyor belt of crime, obviously things are likely going to be handled differently.
Yeah,
That would be
that
my
makes sense.
assumption as to why.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. But I figured I'd let you know. You asked about comments.
Well, I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah,
Now let me get you billed,
I figured.
and
Oh,
then
and
you are free to go.
I'll get my like my wrench and my knife and my
Yes.
dusters back. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
I have to do that in a specific order, though. All
Oh,
right. So you
yeah,
have
you're
been
good.
billed. So come right over here. I'm going to have you reclaim your possessions, and then I'm going to hand back. It's three things. It's
Oh,
the knuckle dusters, the knife, and the wrench.
okay, got it.
All right. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in your pockets.
Oh,
Let's
perfect.
see
Thank you.
here.
I lost knuckle dusters one time because Josh K did some crazy shit with them or something. I don't remember. Very sad.
Sometimes what happens, just verify your pockets, make sure they're there.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
we're good.
for example, if someone has food on them and they discuss, I'm hungry. Um,
Uh huh.
we have to take the food off of them, seize their possessions, then hand the food back to them, while also making sure that
Oh,
pretty much whatever's left in their pockets is nothing, so that when you're sent off, there's no issue with DOC confusing this
getting it
stuff.
back.
Because if we seize sort of a second round of stuff in your pockets, you might get fucked. You might not get the first round of stuff that was taken.
Dude. Oh, that okay. Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate the care.
So essentially, if in that situation I seize your stuff, but I was like, shit, I forgot to give him his wrench, and then I put the wrench in your pockets, and then I seize that. I don't know exactly, but it is
Mm,
highly likely you'd be missing stuff.
DOC would just be all confused. I got it.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Yep. Hello.
Oh, that's my ride.
Hello.
I wonder who that could
Looking for a
be.
friend?
Well,
I'm a friend.
Oh, that's not Hans. If you're, I don't know.
No, I'm not Hans.
no, no, no. But if you're not Hans, who are you? Dusty doesn't have that many friends. I'm kidding. It was a J. It was a J. It was a J. It was a J. It was a J.
Okay, okay. I say too many.
All right.
It's 'cause I
You're
talk to
free to go, by
everybody.
the way.
Oh, perfect.
So
Thanks, Red.
all should be good. Have a good one. Stay safe.
Alrighty, you
Bye
too.
bye.
Hold on. Kind of like my car. Make sure everything's loaded. off to the meeting, and then we'll probably call it. Oop. New phone, who dis?
Howdy, darling. It's Alice.
Oh, hey.
Why are you by yourself up at BCSO, darling?
I had someone before the storm, and I was processing. They had only just recently returned. I'm on my way to Mission Road now.
Okay, darling. I get you. All right, darling. Okay, well, and I'll see you here in a second, darling.
All right. See you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye, darling.
I don't know what schedule Kim's on.
All right. As my tenure as sheriff of the BCSO draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment and express my deepest gratitude to everybody that's been a part of it. It's been a remarkable journey, and even though I'm not one for paperwork, I tried to take on nearly every challenge that this career threw my way. When I started as a cadet in the SDSO 7 or 8 years ago, I did not know anybody except for Chris Cross and Picadillo. I was just hoping for an opportunity to prove myself as a police officer, and after months of Picadillo and Cross vouching for me, Toretti took a chance and hired me during a hiring freeze. I'll forever be grateful for that. Back then, I'd show up every day, waiting for my turn, hopefully that I'd just get taken out. I'm sure many of us can relate to that, but thanks to many dedicated FTOs who trained me and guided me, I owe my early success to their support. I want to especially acknowledge Wesley Arnold, who took me on as like a mentor and took me out every single day, taught me how to be effective, efficient, confident, as well as Toretti, who taught me how to be selfless and leadership. After just a month, I was promoted to full deputy at the SDSO. I was eager and excited. I rushed through my certifications. Everybody knows that, the old Cert where I used to be. I learned a lot of things from Copper, Angel, Snow, who were quick to humble me, even though they gave me a second chance about a couple things, teaching me about forgiveness and giving everybody opportunities in this profession. From that point on, I wanted to be the best cop out there, leading pursuits, chasing cars, striving to be someone that others could look up to, and I also had great role models to build off of. Stubble was a good commentator, or best comms in the force, and a great leader. I always looked up to him. I looked up to Angel, whose driving skills and mindset on patrol inspired me every day. After Wesley passed away, Owen stepped in as my mentor. He taught me how to handle conflicts and gave me a lot of guidance, always offering perspective from someone who seemed to know everything about the job. Much of who I am today as an officer and as a leader, I owe to Wesley, Angel, and Owen. They were my mentors. When the opportunity came to join the skeleton crew of the LSPD, when the city was rebuilding, I couldn't pass it up. Looking back, it's hard to forget the struggles that we faced in those early days. Driving CVPIs that would take 10 seconds just to get out of the garage and get up that ramp. Or being thrilled to see 8 officers on duty just because it felt like a good day. Those moments taught me resilience, and even then, I knew that there were good people in the department who would help turn things around. The most rewarding times for me in the LSPD were working with Ruby, McNulty, and others to recruit and train the next generation of officers. We spent countless hours on interviews, academies, trying to ensure that every new officer had the guidance and support that they needed. Now, as I prepare to leave, I look back on the BCSO and my time as sheriff with immense pride. Cassie and I often reflect on the challenges of the campaign and the extreme long hours that it took. We talked to every person that we saw, understanding the political landscape of the city and fighting for votes. It was exhausting, but I can 100% say that it was worth it. From the beginning of my time as sheriff, I understood the importance of teamwork. I owe so much to my command team and our FTOs for taking this department to what it is today. From just 12 employees, we've grown to over 75 now. And thanks to people like Declan, Aspen, and Lavender, who put countless hours in conducting background checks, managing academies, and keeping this department running smoothly. Without them, we wouldn't be where we are. One thing that I'm most proud of is how this department felt like a family and still feels like a family. We've been through a lot of shit together, and I believe that no one ever felt unsupported. No matter how tough things got, we showed up for each other every single day, and we worked hard to make this department the best it could be. I hope the next sheriff continues that tradition. And I have just a few pieces of advice for whoever takes this role next. First, leadership is about listening and sharing your time. You'll have tough decisions to make, and none of them will be easy. But if you surround yourself with the right people and put them in the right positions, you'll always have a network to lean on for guidance. Second, have a positive attitude towards the people that you work with and never take them for granted. At the end of the day, they're the ones working hard to ensure the department succeeds. Leadership in this city isn't about putting others down to elevate yourself. It's about lifting everybody up to create a better environment for all. As I conclude, I want to thank each and every one of you who have made my time as sheriff so meaningful, and I'll post a picture somewhere of all the people who influenced my time here today and made my job a little bit more enjoyable. Thank you guys for everything.
Thank you, Bones.
Woo!
Yeah, Bones.
Thank you for your hard work.
Let's go, Bones!
Big Bones!
Darling, W.
Yeah.
Ventura. Well, you're gonna have to show them.
Great speech, dog.
That was beautiful, Bones. That was beautiful. We're gonna have to show a picture on the board because they're not doing it right.
With that hard act to follow, does anyone else have any announcements?
Yeah, just a second. Anybody else? Ventura's gonna have to
Yeah,
put something on the board.
I've got an announcement.
Oh, hey.
Hello, everyone. Mateo Radich, how are you all doing?
Hey, Radich.
Good sheriff.
Good. That's a very hard act to follow, and I guess in a way that kind of foreshadows what I'm about to announce for everybody. As we know from Bones' announcement right there as well, that I've been named the interim sheriff. I just want everybody to know, especially in the BCSO, that I consider all of you like family, and I consider that Bones himself as well family. I wouldn't be in the department without him or Cassidy. I wouldn't be in this position. The position came to me in a very unexpected and random circumstance. I do look forward to making the best of it, and the advice that Bones just said are the core values because he is my leadership first. We're looking at some things right off the get-go here to try and make the average deputy's life a little bit better on duty, make people want to be around here and put in that hard work like they have for months now, almost a year we're going on. And most importantly, if there's anything I can do for any of you, either department, no matter the patch on your arm, you have my ear, you have my time. I want to be here for all of you. Whatever I can do to make sure you guys are going home safe at night, make sure that you are enjoying your time on the job, able to work with each other, and like I said, mainly stay safe. I'll be having some open office hours up north after the meeting if everyone wants to stop by, come and bend my ear. Be honest, be open. There is no retribution in any conversation. I'm not going to take anything personal, and I mean anything. You guys can give me the brutal honesty. I truly seek it, okay? And I want to thank Cassidy, Bones, the entire command staff of the BCSO. Everybody's been very gracious in this. I know it's not exactly an expected or easy transition, and I look forward to helping and develop that leadership, foster that leadership, and that's about it. I'm not going to take up too much time or yap. I appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Raditch.
Vincent, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, I need to build off what was said before. Yeah, I think some people might got a little confused because we had 2 more people do gun registries after I mentioned how to do it properly. I'm just gonna explain specifically how to do it. You need to copy down the serial on your gun. This one example is 7Q. Copy that down. You got to go into the report.
Do we have an example one they can look at?
Yeah, I
Maybe. Okay.
So look at Mitch's if you want, but you go into the report, you add evidence like you are adding a photo, but you'd add a weapon instead.
Oh.
You put the serial number as the identifier, you put the gun, whatever, put gun, whatever you want to title it. Title doesn't really matter because it won't show.
We did both.
And then after you submit it like this, then it will populate in the evidence tab like this.
Yeah.
And then that makes it so if we search the serial up in the evidence tab, it will pop up to this report, assuming everything is working right. But that's what you need to do. You need to add the evidence like that. So, like I said, make sure if you have made your gun registry report, looking at somebody specifically to my left who I didn't mention who just did it 10 minutes ago, make sure you fix it. Mitch, I already fixed yours. And if you have a class 2, do the same thing. But yeah.
Thank you.
Fucking MDT won't work.
He crashing out.
Okay. Are there any more announcements, people?
Carmine, when are you announcing your holiday wrap that you're making?
I'm not. I didn't say nothing about
You told
no
me about
holiday.
it. You told
No, I didn't.
You told
Do
me and
not
Mitch
put me
about
on
it.
the spot. I did
Mitch,
not say
didn't he
nothing
tell you
about
about the
nothing.
rap?
You told me about
You-
it.
yeah, we're telling
because you
everyone
were
about
so
the rap.
excited
All
about
right,
it.
fine.
Oh, fucking hell.
What up? Can I? This goes out to everybody. Can I put my balls in your jaws? Can I put my balls in your jaws? Can I stick my balls in your gaping jaws?
Wait, what?
Oh, little teaser.
close
You
yours.
get the rest
What?
when Christmas hits.
We don't want the rest.
No,
What the
listen, you
fuck
get
was
the
that?
rest.
What
You
was
get the
that?
rest. when-
Say
That was
balls?
beautiful.
Like Christmas
Thank you,
balls or
thank you,
balls?
thank you.
Balls.
I want you all to remember
Oh.
that me and Mitchell was supposed to run this meeting, and this fucker bowed out because he's a weak man.
What do you mean? I haven't been here, man.
Um,
What the fuck am I gonna say? I haven't been here.
Tommy Tinker, come on up here, blood brother.
Blood brother.
Tommy, come on up here, Tommy. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Tommy. Get up.
I don't claim
It's
this
probably
name.
the captain. It's probably his rank, Ventura.
Everybody, this is Tommy, the missile tanker. He used to be in the police force 6 years ago.
I'm telling Flunk you said that.
Yeah, he used to be in the police force 6 years ago. You guys are gonna be seeing a lot of him. Go introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, Tommy.
Sergeant rank. Do sergeant.
Come on, speak
Okay.
up, little pup. Come on.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tommy Tinker.
Hey, Tommy.
I just want to say, those who've known me in the past, I've grown significantly in the last 7 years. I am not the same person I once was. There's still parts of me, but I'm truly thankful to even be a part of this meeting, to be able to be on the ride-alongs that I'm doing, and I look forward to interacting with you guys every single day.
As someone that didn't know you, what were you?
Oh, we don't gotta
just
talk
a-
about that. Woo, gross.
Yeah, moving
Woo,
forward,
gross.
I
We
just
love
want to say
gross.
that I'm
Just
glad.
curious.
But everything is all great. Anyway,
Okay, all right, yeah,
cue
all
the
right,
song.
fine.
Carmine, cue the song.
Okay, wonderful.
The song.
Yeah. Here, you get the mic. Get the mic.
No, you're not forcing me to sing. No.
Nothing like an apology.
All right,
to
that's
the
Tommy
lady.
Tinker, folks. That's Tommy Tinker.
Woo,
All right.
Tommy.
Thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys.
Remember, guys, we're the thin line that keeps what divides us from the beasts of the world are rules, people, and we enforce these rules. Remember that. You see any criminal activities, you police it. The law is black and white. There is no gray.
That is not true.
Unless
Iron
it's me and
Fist.
Viv, then we are gray.
The
Our last names
spirit
are
of the
Fist.
law is a lie. It's the word of the law. You hear me? The word of the law. They did that shit. They did that shit. Full stop. And all right. So no more announcements. I'm gonna close this out, okay?
With a song.
In trying times, where times change, the weather ebbs and flows. Sagas come to an end. Sheriff Bones, you were a good sheriff. And new stories begin. Transitional periods are sad. But remember, where there is sadness, there is joy at the end. For every tunnel has its exit, every shadow has its beam of light. People of the LSPD, the BCSO, and the marshals, there's a marshal back there.
Oh, is it?
Strive to succeed, strive to reach the stars, strive to be better. As I strive to one day be the highest ranking individual in the city.
Okay.
There's rulers in all of us. There's winners in all of us. Some are bigger winners than others. I'm the hugest of us all. With that being said, go out there and enforce the law and make Los Santos great again. And Blade too, I guess. Get out there! The meeting is over! Get on out there! I said get out there! What are you people doing?
I'm waiting for the music to end. It's kind of rude. Oh, thank you so much. We're good.
Is that like Elden Ring boss music? What was that?
There we go.
I've never heard the end of that.
Hey, Rhodes, do you have a few minutes?
Yeah, what's up?
Talk out here.
Sure.
Oh, we don't do that anymore. When Vic Cannon died, we stopped.
What up?
You were under sheriff once, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Any interest in putting your name on the list for consideration?
I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible.
Yes, sir.
And this is nothing against you.
No,
And I'll explain later. I'm just gonna tell you what I once told Bob Smith when he asked if I would ever consider swapping to Shift 2 many, many years ago. I would rather double fist myself than consider a position in command or high command.
You know, I respect that a lot. I don't think I need any other clarification, and I know it's not personal. I appreciate it.
No, I'll explain. It's very quick. I did my time in high command way back when. I saw how the police department was mismanaged early on. Asked for help, received none until it was far too late and everyone was burnt out. And the TLDR is, I love this place, but I don't have that drive in me that would allow me to push beyond like just normal day-to-day responsibilities. But I don't have that like burning desire to fix what's broken when I feel like the system itself is just fucked. And by that I mean the fact that there can be new high command in the department every 90 days is mind-blowing to me, and there's no shot anyone could pay me any amount of money or offer me anything in this fucking world until the foundation itself can be solid, which it never will be, unfortunately, with the potential change every 90 days. It's... I can build very well on top of a shaky foundation, but when that fucking hurricane comes in 90 days later, there's nothing I can do. It may have been great above ground, but once that foundation crumbles, which is beyond my control, not much you can do. And I look at that and I go, why? Is there value in those 90 days being great? Yes, absolutely. There's no denying that. But I don't want to spend all that time doing what Bones and Cassidy did to just be sort of pushed aside. And to be clear, again, nothing against you at all in the slightest. It's just a it happened to them. They pretty much made the department alongside a handful of people. It's been an overwhelming success. And I say this from experience because the BCSO many years ago was the underdog. It was the department that nobody wanted to be a part of. It was the, if you didn't have, drive or desire to be in any specific department, you went BCSO, or you went BCSO if you wanted to take things a little slower. And then it became an overwhelming success under Pred and myself. But we had far more control then than we did now. We didn't have to worry about a shakeup every 90 days. Yes, we had a Senate back then, which did result in several shakeups in which we were always put back into our positions. But it wasn't every 90 days. It's just,
not at all.
I don't know. Essentially what I'm saying is I would never be able to find my footing in an environment where that's a potential. And I feel like a lot of people wouldn't. And bless your heart for taking the position that you're in. If I can bless Cassidy's heart and Bones, because they did a phenomenal job, knowing full well it could, every 90 days, it could just be taken away. I don't have that. I don't have that in me. I don't.
Well, I want you to know I approach you because I respect your leadership. I really respect your experience, your demeanor, your respect for other people on duty, and the way you protect people and such around you, the other law enforcers and everything. I don't take any of it personal. Actually, I really appreciate the advice as well and your insight, and I hope that you'll continue to give it from whatever rank. At any point you do want some more responsibilities, even if it's sergeant or something, do let me know. We can definitely use folks like you that will keep things, level-headed and geared towards the work, and kind of insulated from some of the, the politics and everything. I'll be real. I took the position because, a week. Fred approached me very randomly. I was just standing outside BCSO, and he goes, "Yeah, you know what? You seem like the man for the job," simply because I walked out of a meeting where everyone was kind of arguing with him, and then it was rescinded as fast as it was given the first time. And I talked to Bones and Cassidy, and they kind of saw the writing on the wall if Fred did end up getting his power back as mayor. And I saw the writing on the wall, and it clicked, right? I could have told Fred, I don't want to be involved in this at all. I don't want to take their positions. But the truth is,
if it wasn't you, it was going to be someone else.
Yeah, and it might have been somebody that does not care about the department the way I do, or see Bones and Cassidy's vision because they brought me into it.
100%.
And wrecking ball the place, and the people I do consider family that I care about here, that culture's ruined possibly. It's not a good place to be, right? I'm kind of stretched between two things because the department's going to be, apprehensive about me because of who appointed me, and I get that. I really truly understand why. I also would have that same vision and that same outlook on things if I was in the deputy position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to at least suspect that the guy's gonna, kind of be a puppet or be a yes man, and I'll have to overcome that with actions. There's no way I'm gonna tell everybody I'm not. They're just gonna have to see I'm not. But
yeah, you're not wrong. That's the reality.
And then on the other side of things, I'm being tugged on the other arm by the mayor's office because they're not gonna just. I mean, Fred has said now that he was able to replace the sheriff, he does want to be more hands off and just let me deal with things, and if anything goes super wrong, then he'll expect answers. But we'll see if that actually stays true. Yeah. I mean, him pretty well, obviously. Do you think that's true? Do you think that's really his interest now? He just wanted to replace the sheriff, and now he's gonna let who he picked run it?
To a degree. I think in the moment he told you that, he probably believes that to be true. But he's also very erratic, and if something were to happen to him personally, whether that's, let's say a deputy pulled him over, and in that traffic stop he goes, "You really want to issue me a citation?" but not directly saying anything, and they get the they give him the citation, don't be surprised if the goalpost moves. Which is unfortunate, but like that's the reality. Pred is someone who will always fight for what he thinks is right, but he's also petty in a way where if he holds power over you, he'll utilize that power to protect and push people he cares about forward. It's just in the current position that's, you know, it's not exactly perfectly in line with PD.
Yeah.
Now,
Could you give us like 30 seconds?
Yeah, this won't last too much longer.
I just want to say, you know what? I can't believe they picked you. Okay, picked you as the next sheriff. Okay.
And I can't believe you didn't listen to him asking for 30 seconds, Peach. 30. That's all he asked for, and you just didn't even listen.
It's really not a lot of time.
No.
We were having a conversation. You kind of just butted in, and he just said, "Give us like 30 seconds." And you sat there, looked him straight in the eye, and said, "I can't believe he gave the position to you."
Yeah, I sure did.
Peach, I hope one day you get the G-Wagon you deserve.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Like one of those little RC ones.
Oh, I like those ones. But you know what? I only came here to tell you that I should have been a woman. I should have been a woman. Okay, in the sheriff position.
I could agree with that.
Oh.
Yeah, I could agree with that. We could definitely have used a woman at the top spot. That would be good.
Oh, okay.
It really obviously wasn't up to me, you know, but Mayor Pred was the one who made the decision. I just accepted the position. Yeah.
But you know what? I just want to say, you know, I mean, if we had to have a man, you know, on the throne and stuff, you know, you're really like the great choice, you know, and stuff.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm so glad that you're the sheriff and stuff. And, you know, I can't wait for you to do great things. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah.
I really don't think 30 seconds was a long time.
That was very touching, very deep. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And if you ever need anything, just let me know, okay?
Well,
oh my
of course,
God, Peach,
same
you're
goes for
already
y'all.
rank
Anything I
chasing.
can do for you.
So just out of curiosity, like,
Really?
if he needed 30 seconds, would you give him that?
Jeb takes 30 seconds.
For what?
I don't want to know.
Just family stuff.
That's an even. All right. Like what kind of family stuff? Like you guys playing Uno or something? Some Monopoly? That doesn't seem long enough for.
Family bonding.
Yeah, like Twister. We play Twister.
Oh, okay. I can't say I'm much of a Twister enthusiast, but never really played. Isn't that where you like put your feet on different colors or whatever, and like arm like?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes he put his feet on my face.
Well, sometimes your face is in the way of where I got a twist.
I thought.
I'm gonna try to clear this up. Is this a clothed or unclothed activity?
Why would you even ask that, Rhodes?
Because I think it might put this into perspective.
What?
Can't believe.
Well, what's the answer?
You asked me that. Oh my.
We'll finally get 30 seconds.
It depends on the day of the week.
Oh, okay. Well, now you know.
I'm just gonna say that's some freak shit right there.
Yeah.
That's a little too freaky for me.
I do have a piece of advice.
Yes, sir.
Find someone that you overlap with frequently, but also covers a decent portion of time in another shift. Like it.
Yeah.
Whoever it is cannot be someone who is so far removed from conversations with you, because then y'all can't communicate, and then you're going to end up in this cycle of, well, I'm just going to verify with so-and-so, and then not be able to speak with them for a few days, and then make a decision, or maybe not make a decision because you didn't get a response, and then everything gets delayed and everyone thinks you're unresponsive, and someone you see daily, and again covers a good portion of a shift where you may not be around. And I would say try not to focus on 3. 3 is its own ball game. I'm be real. 3 operates mostly as a UPD.
Yep.
So don't bend things to accommodate 3 as much as 1 and 2. Especially because 1 and 2, like a lot of people don't realize, shift 1 is for several hours even after the meeting.
Yep.
However, there's a lot of people who don't show up for the meeting that show up before the meeting. That's like early shift 1. And then all of those people pretty much consider after the meeting shift 2, even though it's technically still shift 1. So you'll get a lot of value out of someone who is around in someone who's around in early shift 1, or at least like middle of shift 1, into shift 2, because that's where 90% of things are going to arise. And
that's the part I'm not around for.
Yep. I mean, I haven't even thought about like who. Like
Sure.
I don't know if you've been restricted as to who you can pick.
No,
What I
not at
can
all.
tell you is that in terms of who I see around at that time when I'm around, Cassidy is a very good example, and I think that's why Cassidy and Bones work so well. Is Cassidy covers that first portion, shows up after the meeting, sees Bones probably daily. But again, it has to be someone you see. It can't be someone that everyone is voting and saying, oh, they're great, because it doesn't matter how good they are. If you don't communicate, why even have them, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'll be honest. Part of the reason I approach is because, I know you're on shift 3, but if you don't think that high command or at least undersheriff needs to be around for, parts of shift 3, if you think it's kind of held down, like you said, UPD wise, then, yeah, the shift that early shift 1, I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not gonna make that unless I go out of my way to, just schedule wise. So having that spot filled in would be good. Obviously, Cassidy has held down that job and done that for months, and already has the experience and the title and everything. The only thing I worry about with that is obviously he was pretty heavily targeted by Pred as one of the people that are a major issue. And well, I'll be honest, I don't really care about that, right? If I make that decision, it's my decision, not his. And if he decides to punish me as my boss for making that decision, then we'll approach that. My issue is more about having Cassie in that position. Their grudge match is clearly not just professional, right? It went to a personal level when Fred said, I want to ruin your department and fire all of you guys and make your life miserable. And I don't blame him for that. If somebody told me that, I would also take that personally. And I'll be real, I can also see from the mayor's side of things why he took some of the shit personally that was targeted or directed at him through the BCSO, through law enforcement. I understand there's two sides to all this. If I can't see that, then I'm kind of useless in this position.
To assume that either side is entirely innocent would be very naive.
Yeah, it was a lot of political back and forth and a lot of political gaming, right? A lot of people were trying to leverage their power against each other there. And I kind of want to just put an end to that. I want to at least try to work with both sides, but I know that's a pipe dream too. It's not going to work forever like that. There's going to be times when, I'm going to have to either A, stand up to the mayor's office and say, no, we're not doing this. We're not, aka we're not firing these people or anything like that. Not that they've asked for that. They haven't, but it might come, right? I just anticipate what could happen.
Yep.
So the only issue or worry I have, because I do want Cassie there though, is that the grudge match will continue, and it'll kind of make my position irrelevant. If they continue fighting, then I'm just going to get lumped in with him from the mayor's office side of things, and
100%.
But he, experience-wise, attitude-wise, shift-wise, respect-wise, he is kind of the perfect guy for the job still. It's just that one factor of, can I get him to work, or at least coexist with the mayor's office and not throw, not fan the flames, because I'm the one who's got to fight the fire.
You're not wrong. You're typically around when Bones is, right?
Yeah. Bones has, at least since I've been around in the department, Bones has had kind of a sporadic schedule. He's been around, but he's around a lot of different times. I think he was trying to spread himself out because he is the sheriff and make sure he's getting appearances, to people and making sure they see that he's leader on all shifts. So sometimes he was around early shift 1 because he was hanging out with Cassidy. Sometimes I caught him after the meeting, but yeah, generally he was around shift 2-ish, just not late. And I'm usually more of a late shift 2 now. Now I've kind of extended that to the meeting and hopefully to the next meeting. So,
got it. Well, don't burn yourself out doing extended hours and stuff. All right, because what I can tell you from experience is, having an open ear is great and all, but you will, in this, it doesn't matter how strong-willed you are. The reality is, we all do this job for a reason, and we all want to see the department succeed. But if every day you have to look forward to sitting in an office and hearing nothing but complaints for hours on end, and then clocking off duty without responding to a single call, and doing that over and over and over again for weeks, if not months, if not fucking years, you will sit there and wake up one morning and go, nah, maybe not today. And then you'll wake up the following morning and go, I took the day off and it was enjoyable, so maybe I won't go on duty. TLDR is don't burn yourself out pulling these crazy extended hours.
For interrupting, guys.
Hey, how are you doing, Alana? How can I help you?
Hello.
Doing good. To introduce, do you know Tinker, Tommy Tinker?
I do not.
Well, this man right here is an amazing person.
Alana, what are you doing?
Trying to gas you up, Tinker. Gosh.
Listen, they got more important things to do than speak with me right now, right? This is,
Okay. Well,
look,
Radich is the new sheriff, and I think you should leave a good impression on him.
hey, I just want to say I appreciate you guys' time. I don't want to take any of that up. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Of course, yeah. Anytime you need something, if you need to chat or anything. I mean, I was just talking to Rhodes here. I'm not trying to be rude. But,
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, I'm not a cop, sir. I'm just a ride along. I'm not a cop.
Yeah. But if I can help you, if you're interested in a career in law enforcement or anything, or any advice or anything, just let me know. Absolutely, I'm kind of all ears to everybody right now. So it's nice to meet you.
Absolutely, sir. It's a pleasure meeting you as well. Tommy Tinker again. It's a pleasure to meet you, Sheriff.
It's nice to see you, and I'm glad you turned your life around.
Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, should exchange numbers.
No. Listen, I'm not
Here
gonna
you go.
get...
Here's my business card. If you need it, reach out.
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the business card. Thank you, sir.
Dapper. Like,
thank you. Thank you.
We should probably get out of here so they can finish their conversation.
Okay, yeah.
I apologize for any inconvenience. Thank you, guys.
Hey, I'll have a good one. You guys are fine.
What are you doing, Alana?
How am I doing? Am I approaching things all right?
Yes. Just again, know that if you always make yourself available, you will always be people's first point of contact, and you can't be that all the time. Because again, you'll never be able to focus on any aspect of your job as a police officer. Which leads me to the whole, like, Bones and Cassidy working out so well. Genuinely, I also think it can be attributed to the fact that they're out there daily, seeing what every officer deals with on the day-to-day, right? They show up just about every single day. They're responding to these calls alongside other officers, and having that leadership presence out on the field, not just in an office where you can, make complaints or discuss things that went right or wrong. Those are two very different things. The example I like to give is years ago when Soze was running the state police, we could have 5 officers on duty. Soze showed up. People would associate Soze with leadership, and then everybody fucking showed up. We would go from 5 officers to fucking 20 plus. Having leadership around is a massive morale boost. And I don't know if it's just attributed to the fact that when leadership makes a decision out on the field, nobody's going to second guess it, right? Because those people are in those positions for a reason, right? They've been known to make the appropriate calls during whatever situation it is, and ultimately, if they fucked up, they're going to take ownership of their mistake, which can't exactly be said about every officer.
Yeah.
And it's someone that they can just look up to, right? If I see an officer do something, I'm going to probably assume, you know, while I'm on autopilot, that it was probably the appropriate decision, unless something is like very, very bad. And so when you see that coming from leadership on a daily basis, and you can genuinely look up to leadership as an example, and not just someone in an office making hiring decisions or SOP changes and announcements that are passive aggressive. I say that because I really dislike how Peters wrote the fucking pistol announcement. Sorry, I'm off topic, but
no, you're fine.
when you're viewed more as, you know, someone out on the field, you'll be respected far more than someone who only ever gets spoken to in an office.
Yeah.
Don't get trapped there. Do not get trapped in the office. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot to take in the beginning, so that's to be expected, but try your best to not get pulled away from every single situation because someone has a complaint or someone needs to speak to you. I don't know if that has to be, listen, I got office hours, you know, on these days of the week, because then you're probably going to think to yourself, well, now I come across as unapproachable. I'm going to be real. Unless it was really fucking urgent, I would much rather have someone have office hours, but I know that I'm going to get a response from them when I need 77s.
Yeah, we definitely need to make sure that, I even last night, you know, there were people kind of hanging around MRPD and stuff, and we had the laundromat pop off, a couple other things, and just me responding to it on the radio got people to break out of MRPD and say, all right, I better go there because the sheriff's going to it, you know?
Yeah.
And I could tell that was a thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Leading by example out on the field is genuinely, I 100% think is one of the biggest contributors to like just a general morale boost in the police department.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the reasons I'm keeping this tier T vest on, because you know, I'm proud of this unit and I want people to remember and see that I'm a field guy. You know what I mean? I was out here really in the trenches. That's what I enjoyed and what I wanted to do. And I wanted to go into those dangerous situations knowing that it meant other cops get to go home safe no matter what, you know, and kind of provide that last level of, you know, against the highest kind of violence and stuff. And I'm definitely going to factor that into my leadership. I want people to feel like we have their back, and like if they're in the worst of situations, that, you know, command, not just the sheriff, but command is going to come down from the sky for them and come and fix that or try their best, you know, have their back and protect them. So
and I want to, I don't know. I think maybe last piece of advice, I don't want to take up too much of your time.
No, I want your advice.
If during these office hours that you're going to have, you know, again, there's going to be a lot to take in. If there's a common theme, my recommendation would be speak to Bones and Cassidy and ask whether or not these are things that were ever brought to their attention, whether or not, you know, it was something that was acted upon. That way you can see if there were things that were even within their control, because unfortunately sometimes things aren't. It is what it is. Especially if it's like a large scale issue, in the sense of a lot of people approach you with the exact same thing. So I would find it hard to believe that people like Cassidy and Bones, who have consistently pushed for their department, would not have attempted to improve something that was within their control. And not just assume, you know, it was something that was overlooked or ignored, when both Cassidy and Bones are available and are open books, as far as I'm aware, and would very likely have zero issues speaking with you regarding those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of them have been as gracious as I could expect, honestly. You know, they could have definitely been like, no, I don't care if this guy was, you know, under our wing yesterday. he took that position. Fuck him, he can figure it out himself. And they didn't do that to me, or they didn't step down from high command, that kind of thing. I mean, Bones may. I was just speaking to him. It is what it is, right? That's a personal decision. But either way, none of them, command-wise, have come and said, I'm leaving because of you. I'm not working for you. I did have one command member step away from their position, but they even made it clear it was more about they're just done with the fight. They're done with the battle. They don't want to be in that position anymore. And I get it. I get it.
I mean, I'm in that boat. I was done with that fight from day one back in this police department. Trust me, I know. And I told myself I'll give it a few months before I consider. And then there was just no light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
I've said this multiple times. I think where the police department is now is where it should have been 6 to 9 months ago. Which is crazy. It's absolutely wild, but you know, we can't change the past. We can only move forward.
Yeah, agreed.
But I do wish you the best. And if you ever have any questions that you think I might have some insight on, please ask. Obviously, you very clearly have no issue asking, so don't ever shy away from that, because it's very important. And yeah, just utilize the resources available to you, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try my best at that and let people kind of step up into those roles or those, you know, that kind of thing. If people step up and they want to come to me and they want to help lead, I do want to reward that and I want to encourage that. So
I can tell you now, by the way, your biggest complaint, which is out of our control, is pay. Just expect that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he did up the pay. It is $2,400 an hour or $2,500 an hour right now, and max on the weekends. It'll be $3,500 an hour on the weekends. He did that immediately once he appointed me interim. So.
Oh well, you'll at least have good news for people when people bring it up.
Yeah, honestly, I've said it in a couple meetings. I didn't say it today because I just after Bones talked and you know he clearly was speaking from the soul. I'm not going to come up there and talk about money. You know what I mean? It's not the right look. They'll pick up their paycheck and go, oh wait, what the fuck? And that's fine. And I'll start saying it at some of the BCSO meetings, you know, when it's a smaller crowd and Bones didn't just, you know, give his heart out to the department and thank them. That just wasn't an appropriate moment.
And now that he's gone, y'all are getting paid 3-4 times the amount of
right. Yeah, that's terrible.
You have a level of tact that most do not. Nobody would have even fucking considered that. I promise you. Nobody. Yeah. If it was not you in that position, I guarantee, as a means of trying to improve morale, someone would have immediately. They would have done the equivalent of announcing a fucking engagement at someone's wedding. You know, like that's exactly what would have happened if it wasn't you. Truthfully.
I appreciate. Yeah, I really am focused on the optics of it too, because keeping the department's trust is really paramount. If I can't do that, then I'm not going to be effective at all. If nobody trusts me or nobody wants to even give me a chance, and again, those kind of actions are just going to undermine that chance. So.
I don't think you have anything to worry about, truthfully. Now, I don't know how long you're going to be in your position. So, with you being the interim sheriff, is this is he just, like, trialing you to see how things go? Like, is it for the remainder of his mayorship? Like, how does that work?
We haven't really spoken about that part. The only thing I've heard was something that he mentioned while I was around, which was he wants to have America's Next Top Sheriff, possibly like a TV show, which I'll be honest, I'm not going to go compete on for that position. So then in that case, I will just be the interim sheriff until he picks someone else, because I'm not going on a reality TV show for a job that I didn't aspire to have. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If he decides to stick with me, I'm not sure. You know, obviously he could. I don't really know what his plan is for that. And I'm sure we'll get to that in the coming days here, you know, especially after I pick an undersheriff and stuff. That may also guide his decisions on what he decides to do with me. So it is what it is. There's not a whole lot there that I have control over. If he says, you know what, it's been 48 hours, I'm fucking sick of you, Radich, then back to deputy I go. You know what I mean? Back to TRT. Yep. And I won't even have the shift 2 lead anymore because I gave it to Porter, and I'm not going to take it back like that. So I'll just. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'll just go back to being bang average deputy and a tier T operator, and You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's fine too. I like I said, I did not aspire for this. I did not ask for this. I was standing outside the BCSO, and Pred walked up to me and said, "You know what? You seem like a level-headed guy that stays out of the fray. Hop in. You might be the man for the job." And next thing I know, he's talking to a judge. He's like, "Yeah, this guy's the interim sheriff. Appoint him now. Give him keys." And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." So, you know, I don't. All I can do is kind of take it one day at a time and hope I can keep the department at least in the right direction. You know.
I think you'll do fine. I think you are a prime example. I don't know if Pred truly just picked you on a whim with you walking out of the police department. But what I can say is you are one of the like most level-headed individuals that he could have chosen, which I think is very important. Now, unfortunately, I do have to dip. However, I always park my Scout here. It beat a Super Scout.
I know. I've seen Ventura drive it. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. If you ever want to use it, it's parked here, or if it's not parked here, it's one of the 2 garages up north. But 1303 state ID. Feel free to use it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll get it fixed if I do. Honestly, I'd probably let Ventura or the real drivers around here take advantage of that.
Oh, trust me, you can be a real driver in that. You just can't have a passenger, unfortunately.
Like, why aren't you in a Buffalo? Like, why don't you just drive? Because I bought a Premier last night. And like, why aren't you in a Buffalo or whatever? I'm like, because I've never taken the time trials, and I'm not going to shit on someone's unit, disrespect our pursuit drivers, and say, oh yeah, I'm allowed to drive this just because I can. I'm going to go through the process if I want to drive one of those. But the Scout is different. It's not an Interceptor, I understand. So yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot.
It's better than our Interceptor.
It's got a V12 in it. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I think it's
what's the top
6.5 liter.
speed on it?
189.
Oh my god.
You're not going to run into many vehicles, if any, that are going to exceed that.
I might have to give it a shot just for the fun.
It is. It's very nice to drive. However, when you get a passenger, things become kind of rough. But if you are alone, it is probably going to be one of the best driving vehicles you have driven.
Okay. What 1303?
1303. Go take it out. Have fun.
All right. Yeah, I might take it out right now. All right. I appreciate it.
Are you headed up north now?
Really, yeah, I'm gonna go have a little bit of open office, and then I have to meet with the justice down in the city again. So.
All right. Well, good luck. I'm sure you'll enjoy
it.
Thank
you, sir. Yep. Thank you for your guidance.
Have a good one. The only thing you might hate is how it sounds. It's a little loud.
No, I love loud cars.
Yeah, good luck.
The best part. Thank you.
All right, chat. I'm calling it. Oh.
Left, west, north.
Ignore shots at MRPD. Blap, blap. Let me see. Oh. Wait. I'm gonna have to look at them. All right, chat. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Yes, I will send y'all off to him. Hold on. Do. There we are. Raid. All right, chat. Thank y'all so much for all of support. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for the follows, host raids, bits, donation subs, gift subs, resubs. I say this each and every time. I genuinely cannot have asked for a better community to be built around this channel. So thank y'all for being absolutely amazing. If y'all haven't already, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Curvyelephant. Join our Discord, discord.gg/Curvyelephant. And if you enjoyed what you saw today, let me follow on Twitch. I'd appreciate that as well. I'm sending y'all off to Gopniks.